Welcome to the Soul Call with Kelly B. I'm Kelly Butchart, soul medicine woman, energy alchemist, intuitive guide and change maker. I'm here to activate soul remembrance, unlock purpose and support the personal and collective evolution into sacred sovereignty. This podcast is a space for heart-led women to rise, to take their power back, to walk in truth and live elevated lives of joy, abundance and deep fulfillment. Through powerful conversations with visionaries, way-showers and spiritual leaders, we weave ancient wisdom, quantum healing and divine insight to awaken something within your soul. This is more than a podcast, it's a movement, a remembering. This is the Soul Call. All of my offerings, social links and ways to connect are in the show notes below each episode. Be sure to check them out, I'd love to meet you there. And please remember to like, subscribe and share. Thank you for being here. Hi everyone and welcome back to all you beautiful souls tuning in to the Soul Call with Kelly B today. I'm so excited for today's conversation because my guest is not only a heart-centered, gentle but kick-arse therapist, spiritual counsellor and womb wisdom guide, she's also become a very dear friend. Emily reached out to me over 2 years ago. And since then, we've become firm friends, and I've had the privilege of experiencing her powerful work firsthand, and it's truly an honour to welcome her back to the show. With over 15 years' experience working with trauma, Emily bridges science, spirituality, and deep soul healing. She's a straight-talking, yet deeply compassionate therapist, a spiritual counsellor, EFT and matrix re-imprinting practitioner, and the UK's only trainer for the Womb and Fertility Massage Academy. She is a modern day mystical midwife in that role, and she's on a mission to make womb and fertility massage as normal as booking a reflexology appointment. She's also the creatress of the Oracle cards for 21st century Kick-Arse goddesses, a beloved deck found in homes and healing spaces across the UK, including my own Emily, I've got mine here, helping women access their own intuition, inner healing and goddess power. Emily's passion for helping women reconnect with their bodies, their power and their truth shines through everything she does. Emily, welcome back. It's such a joy to have you here again.
Thank you. I'm crying already, Kelly.
Now, I should have put that in the intro that Emily is a crier. She's one of the few people that gets me crying often as well, just through the very essence of who you are, Emily. And I really want to start off by, this conversation being really real, because this is the realness of us, right? Yeah, you don't get anything hidden with us. You are such a blessing in my life, and I just want to thank you so much for reaching out, over 2 years ago now, might be closer to 3, I'm not too sure. And you had somehow heard about my little podcast and you had asked if you could come on. And so we connected back then. We spoke about this in the previous episode, but I'm just retracing some of this for anybody that doesn't know the background. And we just hit it off straight away, didn't we? We just had so many synchronicities and so many similarities. And so I'm very privileged that you call me your Scottish twin. So
I'm Essex twinny.
You're my Essex twinny, yeah. So you're based in Essex, yeah?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. We know now that you live in Essex. We know that we've got this beautiful connection, but tell us a little bit about Emily the woman.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm in a bit of a transitional phase in my life, to be honest, Kelly, because I've been a homeschooling mum for 10 years. I homeschooled all three of my daughters, and my youngest daughter's just gone back to college. So I feel a bit like, not that I'm getting my life back, because I was really blessed because I could work from home while the kids were at home, but it's like a new chapter for me at the moment. So I feel like I'm really sort of like excelling really and pushing myself out of my comfort zone, because I'm not all that comfortable on the camera, but I'm forcing we've planned to do this for about 6 months, haven't we?
I know. Keep saying we must get you back on, must get you back.
I know. But yeah, so I've been asked to be the Womb Fertility Massage trainer in the UK by the founder and my lovely friend Carol, probably only about 8 or 9 months ago now. And when I was asked, I thought, oh no, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I can do that. I'm not technical enough. And the voices came in, and then really strangely, I got a voice note from one of my clients who is actually a lawyer. And I helped her have 2 babies. And she messaged me and said, Emily, I'm fed up with being in the rat race. I just want to get out. I want you to teach me womb and fertility massage. And I said, well, I can't. I've got to be accredited. I can't just teach you as a friend. So then that got me thinking, maybe I do want to teach it. So that's what I did. I went back and said, yes, okay, I'll do it. So I'm teaching that now in the UK. I've got a course running on Monday, so I'm really excited about that. And it just feels like I know I'm a natural teacher. So stepping away really from working one-to-one with clients and working more in groups, trying to work a bit smarter so that I get more time off and enjoy my home and my kids more. So that's where I'm at the moment.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And everybody that's tuning in will just hear the passion that you've got for this and feel, as I've said already, the essence of you, which is you're so humble. You started off saying, oh, I've been a homeschooling mum for 10 years. Like, that's not a big deal. It's so huge because I know that you've lived your life that's so true to you. And you've gone against the grain of society for so much of your life, haven't you?
Absolutely.
You've had the courage and the conviction to do what felt in alignment for you as a mum, and to direct and steer your life in a way that really honoured that. So for me, like, I'm just like, wow, to have had the just the wherewithal and the wisdom to trust yourself that homeschooling was the right path for you. But not only have you been a homeschooling mum, we've heard in the bio that you have had years of training, of working with people very, very closely, supporting women to be mothers themselves, because it's the most incredible job in the world, right? And what you've kind of described there is like, it's almost like you're midwifing yourself into this next transition of your life. You're rebirthing this next evolution and elevation of Emily Teague. And, that's so beautiful. So let's go back to, you left school and you became a massage therapist, because you've not just plucked this idea out of thin air. You've been
No,
strongly following the call of your soul all along, haven't you? So
absolutely.
what has that journey been like for you, that you've got so deeply in a place of trust in your path and going against the grain of society? Because it started off one step at a time, started off working as a massage therapist, and then I'd love to hear how it's evolved.
Well, I realised that I just don't like being told what to do. So I think with massage, I could be myself and I could do my own thing. My mum was a medium, so I'd already had a lot of spiritual sort of experience in my life. My mum sat in circle with Tony Stockwell, so that was our norm, really. And when I started to work abroad as a massage therapist, well, first of all, I backpacked around the Greek islands, which I just feel like the Greek islands, especially the small ones, Eos was the main one. I backpacked around and massaged people's backs on the beach. It was amazing. But I feel like I was picking up codes all the way along, all through my travels. And then I just thought, I can't do a normal job. I just can't do a normal job. So I went and worked on cruise ships as a massage therapist and kind of fitness instructor and beauty, although I was terrible at beauty. I'm really bad. I don't know how I got a job. I must have liked that. But I realised when I was working in the Caribbean, like I would be giving somebody a massage. I was only 19 and I'd get information, I'd get colours, I'd hear songs, I'd just find little things to say to them. So I knew that I was giving them far more than a back massage. And these were complete strangers. I also had a friend who was my cabin mate, and she bought me the Louise Hay book, You Can Heal Your Life, when I was 19. So that really did start me off on this journey. Although I already had that spiritual background, I started to piece it all together and understand, you know, how the body's trying to talk to us. So then as I started to work with my clients, I knew their bodies were telling me stuff. So that's how it all started for me. And then I came home and got engaged to my husband and had my children and kind of pushed all the spiritual stuff away. I had a bit of a scary experience. I won't go into it, but I had a bit of an experience where I just said, do you know what, leave me alone. I don't like this anymore. And then came home, had my children. And then after my second daughter, I started to get really strange things happen. I started to black out. And I know now why, but I kept blacking out. But I think it was a real spiritual awakening. I think my spirit team were just saying, stop it, come on, we need you. After my third daughter, I went to college and I learned soul plan reading, which is how I met you, and I gave you a soul plan reading. And one of the things that comes up in my chart is that sometimes we need to have some kind of head trauma. This comes up in many people's charts. It's a certain number to wake us up. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's what those blackouts were, because I had brain scans. They couldn't find anything wrong with me, thankfully. But I think that's what it was. My higher self was just saying, come on, wake up. We need you. So I kind of got back into it like that. I did have quite bad postnatal depression, which is why I'm quite passionate about working with young mums, because I know, and also my cards, that was what I created my cards for, that younger version of me that was quite lonely, scared, didn't think she was good enough, listening to, you know, all of the people that told me to let the kids cry out and, you know, not co-sleep, everything that went against what I believed. I did it and I regret that a lot. So I'm quite passionate about working with mums and just helping them to just enjoy those years. Like, gosh, we talk about it a lot, don't we, Kelly? Like, I wish I could just go back and just enjoy like my little 7-year-olds and my little 5-year-olds and slow down a lot more. So yeah, I'm quite passionate about working with women for that reason. And then with my cards, it was really about what did I need to hear back in them days. I wish that I had someone that could have said to me, stay in your own lane, follow the breadcrumbs, all of the little things that are in my cards. So yes, that's pretty much how it's gone. And I went back to college and I was quite lucky. My husband's so supportive. He bought me my first ever singing lesson, and then he encouraged me to go back to college when I was 30. And I did spiritual counselling. I learned soul plan reading, and I kind of built up all of these skills that I have been using for the last about 15 years. Matrix reimprinting is the main thing, which is about working with the root of the cause. So whatever someone comes to me for, we always take them back to the first time that the body was triggered and the mind was triggered and the soul was triggered, and help with that. And that also came along with my mediumship. So, you know, I've been really blessed. I feel like I've picked up all of these skills for all of these years. And the fertility came along by accident, although there's no accidents. I actually gave Claire, the founder of Fertility Massage, a soul plan reading probably about 12 years ago now, and we became friends, and that's how I learned fertility massage, just me and her, really. And my first case study became pregnant on her second session. So by the time I sort of like did my case studies, I thought, actually, I really like this. So incorporated the body in with my counselling and my therapy work.
Wow, it's hard to encompass everything that you've done in just like a really brief synopsis, because you have done so much, Emily, and you've passed on so much. I know, in such a generous way to your own girls, to those that you surround yourself with. And I know that you do a lot free as well.
I
Like
have.
you support a lot of women in so many ways. And obviously we're here also to show women that we need to break down these barriers, that we have to do everything free and we have to give all our energy away, because that's been a bit of a distortion on the planet too, that women just give endlessly. And you touched on having postnatal depression, and again, that's something that's been a parallel in my life, where I had severe postnatal depression as well. And so I really relate to what you're saying. And we can come to points in our life where we feel really depleted and we're looking for answers, right? We're looking for people to help us and guide us. And, that's something as well that, as powerful women, we kind of have been programmed to think that we've got to do all of this alone. And sometimes it can feel lonely, especially when you're on an awakening journey, when you're becoming more consciously aware of the deeper meaning of life. And, I love how you've spoken about how you've woven in, whether it's been your natural guidance or the universe sending, however you want to describe it, you've been led on this path to obviously open up to your gifts rather than completely shut them down, and to amplify your gifts. So, you also do emotional freedom technique, you do your soul plan reading, you do your matrix re-imprinting, but actually, these are all modalities that just have amplified who you are.
Yeah.
And taken that out in service and evolved all of that now into sharing the greatest gift of all, as I consider, to help women to become mothers if that's what their desire is and that's what their wish is, and really helping them to fulfill that wish. For me, it's about this legacy of love that gets passed on, because if we consider, for a moment that we are these beautiful beings having this incredible experience, and some of it's very challenging and some of it's very beautiful. It's all beautiful in the end, but we are the dream of our ancestors.
Yeah.
Not that long ago, our grandparents were experiencing so much survival. They had lived through war and sometimes multiple wars. And when we think about how that must have felt emotionally for them, and so when they had babies themselves, wanting to just their lives, their babies' lives to be so much more fulfilling and pouring their dreams, their hopes into their children. And that is what you are passing on to so many other women. That's how I see it. I see that you are passing on that promise of hope, of love, of more love on the planet, less war and more love. And when we have had such a longing to birth that through ourselves and also birth it through the future generations, it's so huge what you are assisting, not just women, but men also, to fully realize on the planet. And I just want to take a moment to pause on that and to really anchor that in into everybody's conscious awareness of the power of women like yourself stepping forward, doing things a bit differently, to honor our bodies and to honor the life that comes through our bodies, the hopes, the dreams, the love. So it's beyond just I help women have babies, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, and I would love for you to share a little bit more about, let's go to the womb massage, the fertility support that you give women. How in your own words do you view that, Emily? How important is this work to you?
I think first of all, I teach this to my students. It's not just about helping the women have a baby, because there's women that come to us for all different reasons. But for me, it's about opening up that conception vessel so that they can birth whatever they need to birth, whether it means they're birthing a book, whether they're birthing a relationship, whether they're birthing a friendship, whether they have got these visions for, I don't know, oracle cards or being an entrepreneur. It's about allowing them to birth that. And when I look back over my 15 years as a therapist, I can see, even in my mind's eye now, hundreds of women that I've helped to birth new lives, women that have left you know, corporate jobs and started up careers, women that just followed their dreams. And I know I've been part of that by opening up the conception vessel, removing the blocks, whether I'm doing that with EFT, whether I'm doing that with matrix reimprinting, whether I'm doing that with even a meditation, like an activating meditation, or with the massage. So I feel like that's the main thing, is my job is not just about fertility, it's about helping women birth the next version of themselves, or the best version of themselves. So I always say to all of my clients when they come to see me, my job is to get you in the best shape I can get you in, possibly spiritually, emotionally and physically. And then if you're here for fertility, then baby's going to come, because baby chooses you. But maybe they need a mum that's got her shit together. Maybe they need mum to just clear a few more layers, to do a little bit more shadow work, and then they're ready to come in. I do honestly believe that the babies that are coming in now are such a frequency that they need mums that have done a lot of work on themselves. Like, I feel like sometimes my job is to get the women in a position where baby's ready to come and hit the ground running, whereas I think all of us and our children, bless them, have had to dredge through all of our traumas and stuff. But I just feel like things are happening quicker. Women are healing themselves a lot quicker, and these babies need mums that have done a lot of work on themselves. So I feel like that's my job, is to help the women to be in the best shape they can be in, so that baby can come in, hit the ground running and do what it needs to do on earth, which is to raise the frequency of the planet. Like, we desperately need these babies to be born. So I do feel like for a while I stepped away from all the fertility stuff, because I'm super fertile. I've never had a miscarriage. There was part of me that thought, who the heck do I think I am, you know, being this trainer for fertility massage? But then I realized that, you know, that my job is to help to get these babies born. That's probably my mission. And if I can train as many women in womb and fertility massage as I can, then that means that more of these babies are being born, which means that it's going to help humanity. So maybe that's my job, you know. That's what I've realized lately. That's why I've come back to the fertility stuff. So
I love that. So tell us a little bit more about what's involved with the fertility and womb massage, whether women are wanting to conceive or not. So it's about creation, it's about birthing their creative dreams, isn't it? And it's bringing it through into reality. So, you know, do you go out and do your training in person, and what does that look like, so that women that are tuning in can maybe feel into, oh, does this sound like something I'm interested in getting involved with, and training in myself? How much training do I previously need? You know, like all of these sorts of questions.
Well, first of all, I feel like every woman's doing it for a different reason. So quite a lot of the time, the women that find me have either had miscarriages themselves, or they've had some kind of, they might have had endometriosis, or they've got physical stuff going on. So they want to help other women they want to help women. I think we go through things to help other people, don't we? So it's almost like they've gone through that, so now they want to help other women to go through that and to help them as best they can. So everyone does it for a different reason. Some women come along and it's for fertility stuff. Some are, you know, they want to do the womb, the priestess stuff, and the womb healing and the ancestral stuff. So many layers to it. It is a 4-day in-person course. There is a portal that you, when you sign up, you get a portal where you learn all of the anatomy and physiology and the more technical stuff. But in person, it's 4 days practical, and it's such a beautiful course, Kelly. I can't wait to come to Scotland. You're going to be my body. So the women get to be on a journey themselves. So it's 4 days. We work through the archetypes, where they get to work on the younger version of themselves, healing that version of themselves, working on ancestral stuff, because everyone's swapping treatments. So the course is designed so that you get a real in-depth, powerful, transformational journey. Like the women that I just taught recently in October, they were shocked because they didn't really expect to come out of it feeling like they've transformed so much. It's not just about learning to do a massage. There's so much more to it. So I'm super proud to be teaching it, actually. We just we just work through you as a woman and teach you how to pass that on to your clients and in your own way. I mean, obviously there's a structure to it, but everyone's going to go off in their own directions and focus on what they want to focus on. Some women, like I say, don't focus on the fertility. It's more the womb healing and the transformation that brings, which in itself is amazing.
Oh, just amazing. So do you have training that's coming up in the foreseeable, Emily, that people
I
are
have,
interested
yes.
in?
I'm
What is it?
teaching a course on Monday in Essex. First of all, I wanted to say also that it used to be only available for women that have trained in massage, but we wanted to be able to help other women learn, because this is for all women that want to support other women. So it might be that you're a reflexologist or a nurse, you know. So wherever you're at, I can train you to get onto the course. So it might mean that you need to do anatomy and physiology, or it might mean that you need to do a massage add-on. So we can prepare all women to do the course. There's just extra bolt-ons. I'm teaching on Monday in Essex, which is full now, but I have 4 more dates come out in Essex for next year. I'd love to come up to Scotland. I'm not sure when. It might be May. So if I've got enough interest in Scotland, I will come up and bring the course up to Scotland. But yes, and they're quite small, they're quite intimate courses. Everybody makes great friends. Like, it's a really lovely, because we're getting undressed in front of each other. We're sharing our deepest stuff. We're talking about ancestral stuff. So we work with the mother line, healing parts of ourselves. So all of the women get to know each other really well, and you create like a really lovely sisterhood. So it's just lovely. I love teaching it.
It sounds amazing. It sounds so needed as well, Emily. And we will do all we can to help you and assist you to get up to Scotland to spread this as far and wide as possible. So anybody that's tuning in and this is resonating with you, then please reach out to Emily. We'll drop all our links down below. And also, if you've got any questions, reach out to her as well, and share this podcast episode too. That would be amazing if you could share this. If you know another woman who would be interested in the work that Emily's doing. Because as you're talking, Emily, just come back to the point, you've got all of these years of experience, under your belt, so to speak. And now you're passionate about training others and teaching others. And, you're not just training with anybody, you're getting Emily, when you step into this training. And I just want to reiterate how phenomenal you are. So to give people just more of a sense of who you are, Emily, and how you have sort of packaged up some of your advice and your wisdom to help everybody on the daily. You created this incredible Oracle deck, which is Oracle cards for Kick-Arse 21st Century Goddesses. So tell us a little bit about the conception of this and the thinking behind it and why it was important.
Okay, this is my naughty side coming out now. So I had a vision, this picture on the front there. I had this vision of almost like being the calm in the chaos, because I've had some shit go on in the last, especially like 6 years, and I feel like thankfully I'd done the work previously, and I'm surrounded by phenomenal friends that have supported me, and I think, gosh, I feel like I was able to be that calm in the chaos when everything went to pieces, because I'd done a lot of work, and I had the skills and I had the support network. So that was the vision that I got originally. But for years, I kept hearing Kick-Arse, Kick-Arse, Kick-Arse. I remember being on my trampoline, like COVID sort of time, bouncing around thinking, I want to bring out Kick-Arse, tapping class, Kick-Arse, something. I didn't know what it was. And then eventually it's become the cards. So I wanted to create something, like I said before, that for women that are at the beginning of their journey and all the way through their journey. So it doesn't mean just for people that at the beginning, but women that need to find themselves, really. So it's like simple little phrases that I've been using for years in my one-to-one sessions and my classes. And lots of little cheeky, I should have sorted out my cards, shouldn't I? Lots of cheeky little phrases that I've been using for years. And I couldn't not put in, you can't sprinkle sugar on shit. I'll have to find the card. But basically, that's all about spiritual bypassing. So it's about understanding that we can post the selfies, we can go on the holidays, we can pretend we've got all our shit together, we can do the affirmations, we can write in our gratitude diary. But if we're not dealing with the shadow stuff underneath, it's just surface level, basically bullshit. You know, it's about understanding that we need to do the dirty work first to clear out the shit. So that was one of the cards that I added in. Well, I wanted that all the way long, but I got a bit scared and then I added it in last minute. So I created the card, chuck it in the fuck it bucket. That was my first card that came to me, and it was really good because I was I was like in bed quite a lot, and I'd wake up in the night and I'd think, oh my God, chuck it in the fuck it bucket. Okay, so then I quickly write on my phone some of the things that I wanted to be in the card. So that's just a phrase that I've used for years. The one called delete, which is a phrase that I've used for years and years. I'm pretty sure I got that from Wayne Dyer, probably like, oh my God, 20 years ago. And I remember him saying about using the delete button or something like that, swiping. So I always get my clients when I'm in a group, if they say something negative, I go delete, and I get them to almost swipe it out of their brain. So that card is all about being conscious of our thoughts creating our reality, and what words we say become spells. So sometimes, like if my kids say, oh mum, oh, I'm never going to meet a nice boy, or I'm never going to be able to do that, and I say to them, delete that comment straight away. So that had to go in my cards.
I love how you mentioned your daughters there as well, Emily,
Yes.
because I bought a deck for myself and I bought decks for both my girls. They're 18 and 21. And that's the beauty of this deck. It appeals to all ages,
Yeah.
all generations. So I would love for you just to choose a couple. Why don't you shuffle a couple of cards so that we can see these beautiful images? You would like to just read like a couple of messages from the cards so that we can all sort of experience
Okay.
the depth of wisdom that's, in these messages.
Okay, so one of the cards that come out is your cells are listening, which is something that when I used to teach a lot one-to-one, and I don't do it a lot anymore, I created like a video, and I used to send that out to my clients before they came, and it was about 35, 40 minutes, just so that they understood how I worked. And this is one of the things, and I do like an exercise, and I do it in groups as well, about understanding how the cells in our body the cells in our body are listening to every single conversation that we have out loud and in our head. So that's basically what the card's about. It's about understanding that when we start saying we're too tired, we're never good enough, we're always sick, we're always being, we need to understand that our body is aligning itself with that, and it's listening, it's responding. And I talk about this a lot with my fertility clients, because a lot of clients that I meet on their fertility journey, and I have this conversation with them, and now I show them my card, is understanding like some women, if they've been told, maybe they've been told they've got, they might have had a termination, for instance, and then the doctor, someone in a white coat is going to say, oh, you do know that you're going to find it very hard to fall pregnant after that. Or maybe they've been diagnosed with polycystic ovaries or something like that. So they then start to research it and Google it, and then their body, the cell, the womb is listening. So I always explain to them that we have to be very conscious of what programming we've had. So that's what this card's all about, the programming that we are doing to ourselves and that we're hearing if we're listening to the news, if we're joining on the Facebooks. I say to the ladies, don't join the Facebooks and the help groups. Don't talk about it if you've been diagnosed with something. Just focus on telling your cells that you're in perfect health. So that's what this card's about. It says the possible meanings, you're speaking negatively about your health, and it's time to reframe those thoughts. It's time to become aware of the language that you're using about your health, wealth, and your relationships. And your body is waiting for you to speak to it with love. Treat it like your best friend.
I love that, Emily. I absolutely love that. Can I choose a card from you?
Yeah, go for it.
And I would love for you to share the message.
Yeah, because they've all got a story behind them.
Yeah, and you've got the guidebook, so it's not just the deck, you've got the guidebook in there as well. Oh, I love this. Make little you happy.
Oh, that always makes me want to cry.
Make little you happy. So there's that goddess on the bike cycling along.
Yes.
Would you share the message for that card with us, Emily?
Yeah, I mean, basically that one was all about especially again with my fertility clients and all the women that come to me, most women, I say to them, what do you do for yourself? And then oh, nothing. I don't really have time. I don't have time. I wanted to go yoga. I'd love to go Zumba, but I don't have time. So the trouble is, coming back to the womb again, the womb is listening. The womb needs us to be creative and have fun and do really good fun things. And if we're not, say for instance that we're quite good at poetry and we just stop writing, or we're quite good at baking but we just don't have time to bake anymore, or we're really good at painting and we've given up painting because it's too messy and it takes up too much time. What happens is the womb gets sad. So when we make little us happy, especially if we're trying for a baby, then the body responds and the womb becomes more healthy. So yeah, that one is all about putting our own needs first. Like I always say when I talk in groups, like we are the hub. As women, we are the hub. And we have to be a good advert, don't we, for our children? And if we are, just running a house, listen, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I've moaned this week about my housework to you, constantly doing jobs. But if we're teaching our children that we've got to just do everything for everybody else, then they're gonna carry on doing that, aren't they? So when we make ourselves happy, we put ourselves first, the ripple effects to that are huge. Everyone in our family feels it because they feel us feeling happier, and then that goes on to affect everyone around us. So that's kind of the story behind that one.
I love it. I love it. I'd love for you to choose one more card from your Oracle deck, Emily, because I'm loving how much you're sharing here for everybody. And I know that everybody will be benefiting.
Another naughty one, just fucking do it. It's funny because I've been away on a girls' weekend with my friends, and one of my friends was saying, "Oh, like I really want to." What was she? She was saying, "Oh, she wants to leave her job and she wants to go work with animals and blah blah blah." And then we was all like, "Right, come on." We've had a real opening, like we've all cried and laughed and had a hilarious time. But she pulled just fucking do it. So basically, that is about just fucking doing it. Like life's too short, you know. And when we don't honour that in ourselves, like I say, the ripple effects to us stepping into our power and doing the things that we want to do are huge.
Yeah.
I'll see if I'll read it to you. Okay, did you know that if you live into your late 70s, you only have about 4,000 weeks in your lifetime? So it doesn't sound like much. So what is the thing that you've been putting off? Is it part of your life's work, or is it a part of your soul's mission? Like, what is it? What are we not listening to? What is calling us? What are we hungry for and we're ignoring? Maybe it's time to quit the job. And I've put in brackets, job just over broke, JOB, because the job might be depleting our energy. And is it time for you to start your own business? Or perhaps you've always wanted to travel and take up ballroom dancing or jump out of an aeroplane, but you haven't had the balls or the time to do it. Life passes by in a blink of an eye, and the weeks and the months and the years can slip by. And before we know it, we're still in the same place, still doing the same thing, still dreaming instead of doing. Do you really want to be in the same position this time next year? Imagine how proud you'd be if you just went for it, if you just fucking did it. Oh, it's making me cry. Imagine who else would be proud of you too, because we're not just doing it for us. This card is your kick in the arse to get moving, to stop waiting for the right time and to take action. I think I'm talking to me and you, Kelly, here.
Yeah.
Your dreams are waiting for you and your future self is cheering you on. That's how I see it. I see it's like my future self is going, come on, Emily, you can do this.
Yeah.
Possible meanings for this card. You're in a job that drains you. Consider stepping out of your comfort zone. You have a dream that scares you. It's time to face that fear and do it anyway. You're procrastinating out of fear of failure. Remember, it's better to try than to live with regret. It's time for you to make a bold move. Stop making excuses and just go for it. And the affirmation here is life's too short for someday. Today, I'm just going to fucking do it.
Wow. Goosebumps the whole time. And I'm just getting this beautiful vision of that previous card, doing what makes you happy, cycling along. And there's your future self just waiting with a hand, just say, come on, you can do this, you
High
can
five.
do it. Oh, what an incredible, incredible creation that you've birthed into the world, Emily. You know, I know the love that you put into that, and I know there was a lot of frustrations along the way, just like printing and things like that, because I was creating my own card deck at the same time. So it's like we were a mirror for each other.
Yeah.
But despite the challenges, despite the labour pains, you know, it's been birthed and it's out here now forevermore. It's available on Amazon.
Mhm.
Again, we'll drop the link down below this episode. And it makes such an incredible companion on a daily basis, or, you know, if you want to do deeper readings with it as well. And as I've said already, for any age group, you know, it talks to the heart and it gives us the
Mhm.
kick up the arse that we need, you know, to stop wasting time and holding ourselves back. And you, I think, are just the embodiment of that. You know, you've always stayed true to yourself and done things your way. And although there may be doubts and fears because we're humans, aren't
Yeah.
we? You still do it anyway. You know, you stretch beyond the comfort zone. And, you know, you mentioned that these children that are being birthed in the planet right now, they need role models. They need to see parents that are living so truly in alignment with what's in their heart, that that's what we're modeling to our children to say,
Yeah.
this is what we do, this is how we do it. We embrace all aspects of who we came here to be. We came here with a mission, we came here on purpose, we chose to be here, so why live a life half lived?
Absolutely.
Don't let those
Yeah.
dreams die inside of you. So it's really powerful. It's been really impactful in my life, as have you been. And I'm just so, so blessed to call you my friend. And,
Yeah,
you
me
know,
too.
I know after everybody's listening to this, they'll be like, I want Emily to be my friend as well.
Ah!
So if you want Emily in your pocket and in your every day, you can purchase her Oracle deck. If you would like to work with her, you can reach out to her. She has a beautiful website. So again, I'll pop that down below. You're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, Emily. You've got these beautiful, incredible trainings coming up as well, in-person trainings. And I would like, as a gift in return, to pull a card for you before we finish,
Oh, lovely.
from my own Oracle deck, because you know now I like to finish my podcast episodes with that. So this is a card for you and for everybody tuning in today. Let's see what wants to come through. Oh, beautiful card to finish.
Oh, I love that one.
Enjoy. Enjoy.
Lovely.
Beautiful, vibrant. That's what you bring to the world. Cultivate gratitude every day. So let's just hear the message for this. Enjoy invites you to embrace a state of profound gratitude and happiness for every moment of your existence. Celebrate each experience and lesson life offers, recognizing the abundant good surrounding you. This card reminds you that happiness is cultivated from within. By practicing gratitude and consistently seeking the positive in every situation, you cultivate a life filled with joy. Connect with your chi, the vital life force energy that animates your being, particularly through your solar plexus, your internal sun. Visualize this area as a very bright, shining sun, radiating warmth and energy throughout your body. Each time you breathe in, imagine this sun growing brighter, energizing every part of you. This simple practice can help maintain a flow of positive energy and strengthen your sense of inner joy. Let enjoy be a guide to deeper appreciation and gratitude, helping you to find and nurture joy in your everyday life and keep your life force energy vibrant and flowing. With gratitude, my joy does bloom, in every moment banish gloom. My solar sun, bright and clear, in radiant joy, I hold all dear.
Mhm.
And that's what you bring into my life, and that's what you're spreading in this beautiful conversation today, Emily. I know this sounds really twee, but you are like a radiant burst of, sunshine in people's lives. You're bringing hope and joy in their lives, and helping women to understand themselves at a deeper level, and the importance of cultivating and speaking into themselves, all the gratitude, celebrating themselves, and raising their vibration so that they can live lives that are fully just joyous, fully joyous, and not held back in any way. So you've resisted really well there when I was reading out not to do your tapping, because I know that whenever
I'm
we
always
speak,
tapping.
you're always tapping, part of your emotional freedom technique and practice. It's just what you do.
Yeah.
So I would love for us just to finish with a little bit of tapping, because I do tapping in my silent counselling healing as well. So I'm just going to invite everybody that's listening and tuning in. What we're doing is we're just tapping with our fingers on the opposite hand, on the heel of the hand, the outside of the hand, just tapping that point there. We're tapping on a meridian point that helps us just to welcome in exterior changes in our life, so that we can start to experience shifts in our reality. So tapping is very, very powerful. It's very simple. So just as we tap, I'm going to speak out this affirmation, and I just want you to take it into the cells of your body, just like what Emily recommends we do. I cherish and appreciate every aspect of my life, cultivating happiness within. My solar plexus shines brightly, powering my joyful spirit and enriching my existence. And so it is.
Yes, it is.
And with that, Emily, I just want to thank you so much for coming on today. Is there any last words that you would like to share with everyone?
I just want to say, like, it's really easy at the moment. We've all had an ups and downs sort of like a week, and it's really easy to get drawn into all the negativity. And I think just understanding how fucking powerful we are, and how collectively, if we just keep working on ourselves, the ripple effect is huge, and keep visualizing that the world that you want our children to grow up in. That's what I just feel like we need to do constantly. Every time we get sucked into a drama, just remember that we are powerful. We can collectively, the more we feel that gratitude, visualize that future, the way we want the world to be, we can do it. I feel like we're at a tipping point. I feel like we're going to do it.
We're
So just,
creating it.
yeah, we are
Game
creating
on.
it. Yeah.
Oh, Emily, thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart for being in my life, for coming on my podcast again, for sharing your love and your wisdom with the world. And as I've said already, I'll drop all the links down below. Thank you to everyone for tuning in
Thank
today.
you.
And I know that you will have loved, loved, loved this conversation and loved Emily just as much as I do. Big love, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Soul Call with Kelly B today. If this episode spoke to your heart, I'd be so grateful if you'd take a moment to like, subscribe, or share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your support truly means the world, and it helps this message ripple even further. And if you're feeling called to explore more of my work, my latest offerings, sessions, and ways to connect are all in the show notes below. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, keep listening to your beautiful soul. With so much love, Kelly.